Many, many times the things that we are afraid of are just fiction. Your subconscious programming is resilient and deeply ingrained and isn't something that you can really mentally change. The only thing that will change your patterns, those insidious programs, is experience. So that's another one of the takeaways from the story I told yesterday. Just to bring that back, when I made $20,000 in April of 2016 for the first time, I literally felt my subconscious kind of crack and break. And then, of course, new layers were revealed, and there's all kinds of subconscious stuff that I got to work on because that layer broke. There were other layers to see. But the layer of, I can't do this, I can't meet a financial goal, I can't make $20K in a month, just couldn't stand anymore because I had created an experience of something else. And so that's why I'm an action-based coach. It's why I'm willing to take this afternoon and just kind of like let's hack away at some things so that you guys are ready to go out there and actually take new action. Because no matter how uncomfortable you are, if you're willing to actually put the action into place, you will give yourself a new experience. Right? When you jumped out of an airplane and landed on the ground and you didn't die, it changes your relationship to that fear. When you have a sales conversation with someone and they say no and yell at you and tell you what a slimy salesperson you are, and you hang up the phone and you don't die, it's less scary the next time. By the way, that was my worst fear when I started doing sales, was that people were going to be judge me for being salesy, I think. Smar me in some way, just think of me in a negative way. I wanted them to like me. And I was navigating that day to day, week to week in my sales process. But then I got the assignment, again from David, to make 100 cold calls in 1 week, which made me want to die and vomit, and I avoided it. And I avoided it and avoided it. In case anyone's wondering, has Jesse Johnson ever sabotaged or slowed things down? Absolutely. So I didn't want to do it. I made up all kinds of excuses for why this was so hard and confusing. Finally, I couldn't justify it anymore. Made the 100 calls. Took me longer than a week, but I did it. One person out of those 100 was kind of an asshole to me. Kind of fulfilled my fear. And as I was talking to him while it was happening, I was like, oh, this is the thing I've been afraid of. This thing that's happening right now is why I didn't make these calls for weeks. And what I saw was that he was just afraid. All his attack on me was just coming from his own resistance, his own not wanting me to see him as needing coaching. And 2 years later, he hired me. Many, many times the things that we are afraid of are just fiction. But we don't know that until we, for example, dying when you jump out of an airplane. Right? It's very, very, very statistically unlikely that you are going to, it's possible, but that's not the standard. So you're much more likely to die in a car accident, which most people do not feel too much fear around in general. So, right, the subconscious dysfunction of making things, you okay? Okay. Making things seem impossible or scary or right? It's often not real. And then sometimes it is. And both are valuable to live through, and the transformation is what happens on the other side. So you can change your subconscious programming. You just have to give yourself a new experience. Everything you want.